This is a Ramping Up Your English book review. If you want to go back in time to the very birth of trains and railroads, you want to read the book The History of Railways by Colin Heinsohn from Scholastic Books. The book's format reminds me of eyewitness books with small illustrations and ample text. English learners will find that the text is very challenging and there's a lot of text on each page. The illustrations are clear, providing the context to help readers decipher the text. Historical photos depict important events like the Golden Spike ceremony that joined the Union Pacific and the Central Pacific Railroads as America's first intercontinental railroad. There's a great amount of information in the history of railways. Readers will stretch their English reading skills, but you'll also be rewarded by a deeper knowledge of trains and railroads. Meanwhile, you'll be ramping up your English proficiency, especially in reading. For Ramping Up Your English, I'm John Letts. Welcome back to Ramping Up Your English, a support program for English learners who want to increase their level of English proficiency. If that's you, you're in the right place. This is episode 13, segment 3. Now, if all the vocabulary work in the last segment left you overwhelmed or frustrated, those are frequently the feelings that come with learning a second language. I encourage viewers in an earlier episode to make and keep a list of words you hear repeated in our episodes and in our video clips. That's good advice for improving your English proficiency, but don't feel compelled to know the meaning of every word. Learning a new language is a process that takes time, and just because you discover what a word means doesn't mean that you'll remember it. I asked an English learner about the frustration she felt when she entered school with limited English. Here's what she said during an RVTV program called Adventures in Education. Were there times when you felt frustrated in terms of being able to use English?
Yeah, sometimes you couldn't pronounce the words, sometimes as well as the other kids could, or you couldn't read the phrases as well as the other ones, but I think that with the flashcards we used to do in practice, I think that really helped with the sounds. That really helped to be able to now pronounce as well as the others.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's a pretty big deal. If you're in school and you're pronouncing something differently than everyone else, they kind of raise their eyebrow and go, what's going on? Yeah, so pronunciation's important. We did use a lot of flashcards and stuff in our instruction. How did you feel when you found out that you had a high enough score to exit from the ESL?
I felt great. I feel like I can finally be able to join the rest and be like the rest and everything.
And joining the rest, I should explain. The students have to leave the classroom, and you really don't know what everyone else is doing while you're gone, but I'm sure sometimes you come back and everyone's all excited about something.
Yeah, and you're like, what the heck just happened? You're like, if somebody explained to me, I feel kind of lost, but now it feels fine to be able to know that you went through that, but that you received help so that now you can help others.
Yeah. So vale la pena,
yeah.
as we love to say in Spanish, it was worth the trouble. Now, how did you feel the next year when a lot of your classmates are going to ESL and you're not going?
Yeah, it felt actually kind of different. You're used to going with some people that you've known since kindergarten, first grade, to the same program every year, and to have them go, it makes you feel like you worked hard enough, that you felt like everything's paid off.
Pronunciation. English has rules of pronunciation just like any other language. A study of those rules, the letter-sound relationship, is called phonics. Learning the relationship between written symbols and the sounds they make is helpful when it comes to pronouncing words. But in English, there are plenty of exceptions to pronunciation rules. That's why I recommend both reading about the unit topic and watching the video clips. You get to hear and see the words and phrases repeated over and over. So while studying phonics is a worthwhile effort, it's not the only way to learn how to pronounce English. Rocio also referred to flashcards. These were cards with pictures or illustrations on them. For each picture card, there was a matching word card. I always had the students learn to identify the pictures first. Then I would have them match the picture with the word card. You don't want to constantly translate words from your home language to your target language. It's best if you learn the English word with the object or thought it represents. That links the word to the idea in your brain. These are vocabulary cards from an educational program called Carousel of Ideas. You can make your own flashcards, either draw pictures or cut out pictures from old magazines. Tape them to the index cards. Then find the English word that matches the picture and write the word on a separate card. And now challenge yourself to match them up. I'm going to show you what that might look like. At the moment, you're not seeing much, but right now we see a word for locomotive, so that's kind of the word part I was talking about, and this is the picture part. Now what you can do, you can put these upside down on the table. I peeked, you don't let the players do that, and you kind of mix them up. And the way it works, you pick up one from one side of the table, in this case it's a word platform, and pick up one from the other side of the table. That's not platform, that's the locomotive. So you turn them back upside down and let someone else have their turn. Now there are some computer-based programs that have you match words to pictures, and also there are websites that offer downloadable flashcards. One very good one is called ESL Kids. I have a link to their website on my website, letscreate.org. They have flashcards on many topics. I recommend transportation to stay with the theme of our unit. Don't worry about the name. Instructional material for children is very powerful when it comes to learning another language, no matter what your age is. Remember that in the video clip, Rocio had to leave her main classroom to receive ESL instruction during the school day. Remember also that she found this challenge worthwhile when she reached a high level of English proficiency. Well, since you can't be two places at once, using Ramping Up Your English will take you away from some activity to work on your English skills. Now, try to make this as easy as possible. You can watch the program in segments or by episodes. My website is available on smartphones or any device that can access the internet. If you have any suggestions for improving your access to Ramping Up Your English, please let me know on my blog. Go to letscreate.org. That's where you'll find today's episode as well as preceding episodes. You can also get video on demand by going to archive.org/details/ROGUE-TV. You can download my programs from that site as well. I want to thank my volunteer crew, my announcer Bob Ayers, and I want to thank you, our viewers. See you next time on RVTV Voices for Ramping Up Your English. I'm John Letts.
You've been watching Ramping Up Your English, a support program for intermediate-level English language learners. Learn more. Visit our website at letscreate.org. You can also watch or download today's program at archive.org/details/ROGUE-TV. Join us next time on RVTV Voices for Ramping Up Your English.